So welcome back, everybody. I'm going to be doing this gas tank today on the Warlock. So I got everything in order. I wanted to show this for people with different, years. So 2019, this was I did some research, and this part number came up for the guy who was doing his project. And for 2019, a 3.6 and the 5.7 used this part number. So if you were to look this up, yeah, it fits a 5.7, and some websites have the part number saying that it'll work with newer years, but this is what you need. So this is the part number for 20 and up for the V8 5.7. Okay, so the other one, as you can see, is completely different. I mean, it's all the same in the back part of it, and then it changes in the front. So that is what you need that's different there. I will give all these part numbers later. So for this, part number on this is the vapor canister. This white piece does make a rattling sound, so that's normal. And there's a plug there. This fuel pump, if we can get the part number on that. There's the part number right there for the fuel pump. I got that used off of a wrecked brand new truck, so it was way cheap. And they sent me this ring, and I bought the O-ring that goes underneath it, so that I could just get this ready to go, because when I take the other one out, I will show the difference, but the top looks different. I don't know about the inside, but I know for sure the top. And then you need this part number here, and it comes with, this whole thing's all one, go into this here, and then you have this one here, which goes with that one I showed you over there to the front, and then everything else will swap over. So I did get this thing up on the lift. It just seemed like, the thing to do instead of trying to do this on the floor. So there's that line I was talking about. It's a lot shorter because the gas tank comes farther this way, obviously. And then you see that silver up there, that's where that line goes to. So the first thing to do is just pull this skid plate off. It's not too many bolts for that. And then just undo some of these lines. I'll pull it down. Probably gonna be easier to take this inner fender liner out and undo the fittings on the gas tank, because I believe they're right there, instead of trying to fight it going all the way up through here. And of course, this will be the third time that I'm removing this fender flare that I put on, and the wheel liner has got to come out that I just put in. So, of course. So let me just get that stuff off, and we'll get to those hoses there on the top, because that's probably the hardest part of the whole thing, is undoing those before you drop the tank. Because and it's almost, my gas thing says it's got like 17 miles left of fuel, so I don't know how much that actually is. It's probably more than a gallon or so, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I got the hoses off. They're a little tight, but it's not that bad. But so I took all this fender well stuff out, undid this. You lift the blue. Underneath there's a button to press. I figured that would be easier to pull the tank out with this attached to the top, and I can take it off afterwards. And then this goes to that big canister, and this is the fuel fill. So I'm just going to take it down with the tank, switch it over, and then put it up on the new one. Alright, so under here you're going to have to pop these open. right, so you can get this out, and all you have to do is take a screwdriver right here and just twist a little bit and just pop these open so you can get that line out of there. Well, yeah, like I said, this one's longer. I don't actually think the new one is going to go back in there. So after looking at it again, this doesn't even have to go in back in here. So actually it goes in this last one. What I found on this fuel pump I got is this thing broke off. So yes, the fuel pump numbers are different, but side by side they are exactly the same. The only difference is the float. This piece here with the float. So if you can get one of those, you don't need the whole thing. So I took the one off of my, this is my original one I just took out of the gas tank, out of the small tank. And this is the large one. So I already swapped the float onto this one. And really to put this on, it just slips right up in here. And that's it. And then it plugs in. It plugs in right there. Then you just pop this right back in. So here is the pump side by side. This is out of the 23 gallon tank, and that's supposed to be for the 26 or the 33. But as you can see how the floats are different? This one's longer and goes down deeper, and this one shallower and shorter. But this one was here. So I didn't really have to take the arms off after I figured out you just push that tab and the whole thing slides out. You can just switch it. So I'm going to use the original pump because they are exactly the same height. Everything's the same. So there's no reason. So if you can get this piece, you don't need to buy the pump. So that right there is going to save you a lot of money. So I'm going to be returning this because it was broke. So now I got the original 23 gallon fuel pump mounted in this gas tank. So my only other issue is on the 23, it uses this sensor thing that the other one did not have. So what I'm going to do is, since I had to replace this hose here, and this is no longer going to be used, I have another one of these. I'm going to just cut this and just splice it together with this hose because there's nothing else I can do with that. So I'm not gonna go, try to be getting something else. So yep, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just going to probably cut it right here and then just connect it on there. Okay, so I drilled out the frame right here. This is real thin here, just a little over a ½ inch, and I'm going to put this. This is a front plate to hold the front strap if I want to do it. If I want to do it, I'm going to have to add a piece up here to come across and grab it, but I'll have to do it before I put the tank on because once it's on there, I'm not going to be able to. Okay, so I got the new tank in here. I got the rear straps on. I do have the bracket up in there. It's hard to see it, but it's right here. After I get this on, I'm probably at a different time going to add this top bar across there. But I wanted to at least get that in there. That piece up here. So these push pins are the same. And this heat shield is the same, so you can get that back on there from the smaller tank. And the skid plate is only going to come up to about here, so I probably will get the other skid plate at some point, but I'm not a massive rock crawler, so that's not too big of a deal for me. So I'm going to tighten up these couple straps and probably put the skid plate back on. So just to see where we're at with the skid plate, so there's where the skid plate stops. So there's another bracket you can get, and then it helps this reach the front. So yeah, so I'm not worried about it right now. Like I said, I don't really do any crazy stuff. If I had to, I could probably make something really. So shit, they could have just connected from here to there. So so I got that connected too, and that was the one that I put up to the engine. And it's got this protective sleeve that goes over it. So we'll get that wheel liner on and put gas in it. Okay, so I got the kid running out right now to get some about 5 gallons of gas. I did pour what was left in that here. I did pour that into a can and put it in here. There was only like maybe a gallon and a half, so I already put that up in here, but it's all back together. So I don't want to turn the key until I fill up the with gas. Well, I mean the 5 gallons, and then I will program the OBD, alpha OBD for the liters. It's like 125 liters for this gas tank. So the mileage or the range meter will be correct, or close to correct, and that should be it. So just waiting on that, and then we'll fill her up at the actual gas station. Okay, so now that the truck did start up, we are going to go to the control unit, and for me, I'm going to connect, showing 23. I'm going to go down to the bottom with the car with the hood up, select procedure to start, scroll all the way down, find car configuration change, select option. I'm going to go with, just type in fuel capacity. Enter value, I'm going with 125 liters. Current is 87. I guess that's it. All right, so I see it's changed here because my range has gone up to 157. So we'll get out of this. All right, so I just got done filling it up. It's reminding me of TRX days, kind of. About $50 cheaper. So let's see what we get. Range 541 miles. I like the sight of that. Okay, so I'm back home. It went up a little bit because it was a nice easy drive, but yeah, I'm happy with that for sure. So yeah, I mean, if you want real far range without having the fuel up a lot, this is a perfect thing. I would have loved to have bought a truck that had this tank in it, but it's just hard to find. So this wasn't hard to do at all. So the lift does help, but You could do it on the floor if you jack it up. I don't know if I'd want to do it, but it's doable. But yeah, I'll list a bunch of the part numbers um, that you'll need. It's not that much. It seems like a lot, but it's not. And now that I see how that fuel pump thing works, definitely, if you can just get the sender unit for the gauge, that's all you need. You don't need the whole fuel pump. So that's nice to know. Because it's like $400 if you bought one new when you don't need it. So um, yeah, if anyone has any questions, just go ahead and ask. I don't know if I covered everything, but I think I'm pretty good. So please like and subscribe, and we will talk to you next time.